As Nigeria celebrates years of independence in less than 24 hours, attention is also on micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, and the roles they play in shaping the country's economic future. With their capacity to create jobs, foster innovation, and drive inclusive growth, MSMEs are increasingly recognized as the engine of sustainable development. Yet, they continue to grapple with challenges ranging from access to finance, infrastructure gaps, and regulatory hurdles. Well, today on Business Express, we will be looking at MSMEs as the future of Nigeria's independence and asking how far has government gone in supporting them and what more is needed for these businesses to truly thrive. Joining us is Fabian Agore, a financial analyst and entrepreneur. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you.
Good. Let's start with the fundamentals. When we talk about MSMEs as the future of Nigeria's independence, what exactly does that mean? In other words, how do we connect small businesses to national economic sovereignty?
Essentially, I would say that SMEs or MSMEs, we usually call them SMEs, but now the micro businesses have been included, so it's MSMEs, right? So I would say that they are very vital to economic development because they employ 84% of the population, and they make up the 96% of the businesses across Nigeria. So SMEs, I would say, are very vital to economic development because they create jobs. They also foster innovations, like you mentioned, and they are very critical for our economic growth. That I would say at this moment.
Good. So in less than 24 hours, Nigeria will be marking another independence anniversary. How would you assess government support to MSMEs, especially in terms of funding, training, and access to markets so far? Should MSMEs be popping champagne?
Well, at this moment, I wouldn't say they should be popping champagne, but I would like to take it from the President Goodluck Jonathan's regime, where we had you-win, and then, of course, the President Muhammadu Buhari's regime, we had trader money, and now we have the current government, which is the President Tinubu's regime, that is focused on empowering micro, small, and medium enterprises. They have a lot of fantastic programs through the SMEDAN, and you know now we have the MSMEs National Council that comprise of the Vice President as the chairman. So yes, the current government is doing a lot of work, but I would like to say that they should crystallize all of it into what President Jonathan did, like the U-Win, and President Muhammad Buhari did, like the trader money. Because if you ask me candidly, I would say they have an array of different programs from SMEDAN, from the CBN, and also from the MSME National Council. So they should crystallize all of it into one program that Nigerians can recognize. Because right now we have a 200 billion Naira program for SMEs. We have a 190 billion program. We have a 15 billion program. But of course, even I can't even define what these programs are. Talk less of the persons that these programs are targeted at. So if they crystallize it into one program and promote that program through the SMEDAN, Nigerians will recognize it and that program will have more impact. So that is what I would say that the government should do with regards to MSMEs as we turn 65 years as a country.
So how can small and medium businesses contribute more effectively to reducing unemployment and driving innovation in the Nigerian economy?
Currently, the small and medium businesses are doing a lot. They're actually creating a lot of jobs. Because if you take, for example, if you look at fintech, and you look at Flutterwave, and you look at SpaceTac, you see that they are contributing a lot of jobs in the financial sector. And even if you take Money Point, for example, Money Point is creating a lot of jobs, even more than the banks. And Money Points, just like Flutterwave and Paystack, started as small businesses. So SMEs are vital for three critical reasons. One, they create massive jobs for our economy. Two, they improve on our GDP and bring in a lot of forex through exports. And thirdly, they are very vital for innovation and sustainable development. So SMEs are doing a lot for the Nigerian economy, but the government will need to fund and support them. And the banks will also need to restructure their loan system to embrace even the micro businesses. Because I don't think the micro businesses are getting a lot of attention. Currently, if you look at them, they are still in the informal sector. We should figure a way to bring them to the formal sector because, of course, that would help to increase our tax regime. That will help to bring more funds for the government to apply into more infrastructural, more education, more healthcare projects as against borrowing. So for me, it is critical that the government appreciates SMEs for what they are doing because SMEs are creating more jobs than even the multinationals, talk less of the government. The government can employ everybody. In fact, if you ask me, I would say that the government should come up with a system that would empower more SMEs, not just by giving them funds, because all we've seen before now, especially the trader money program, was just to give money to micro businesses. It's not just money that they actually need a lot of training, they need a lot of coaching, and they need other forms of support. So I have an idea that I would propose as we go on, but at this moment I would say yes, SMEs are doing fantastically well, and the government and the banks should support them.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, financing remains a major bottleneck for MSMEs, like you rightly pointed out. How then can Nigeria strengthen credit access for small businesses beyond government interventions?
Well, I thought about this deeply because I'm into finance right now and I have interface with a lot of micro and small businesses. And what I realize is that we need to crystallize all of this financing into a particular digital platform. So for me, I think what Nigeria needs is an MSMEs financing and support digital platform. This is where all the MSMEs, which is the micro, the small, and the medium enterprises, will be put together on one platform. Because if we don't have that, we can't have continuity. What we've had over the years is we've had you-win, we've had trader money, and all of these, they've not been continuity. The current government did not continue with you-win, did not continue with trader money. So if this government leaves, the next government that will come up with its own program. We don't want that sort of discontinuity. We want sustainability and continuity. So what I'm proposing is an MSME digital financing and support platform where all of the MSMEs in Nigeria are captured into a platform, and then the right support is given to them, the right training is given to them, the right market access is equally given to them. This is not new because, again, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. What we've been doing is trying to reinvent the wheel. South Korea has applied this very platform I'm talking about. Malaysia has also applied it. And what it has done for their economy is that it has boosted their GDP and also increased exports, which is good for the economy of South Korea and for Malaysia.
What about the MSMEs themselves? What should they be doing differently to attract funding?
The MSMEs, in all honesty, are giving their best. But if we don't create a platform where the government gives them support, because just like you know, innovating alone is not enough. When I talk about that platform, which I would re-emphasize, it's called the MSME Digital Financing and Support Platform. If the Vice President, who is the chairman of the MSME National Council, can see this, I would recommend that they go study what South Korea did and what Malaysia did, because it will make a lot of impact. And what that would do is give us continuity. And then what it will help is that we can therefore identify medium businesses that are doing so well, and then begin to see how we can help them export their products and their services across the globe. Because, of course, the most important part is how does it impact on the Nigeria economy? Because, of course, Nigeria is turning 65. How have we grown economically over the years? If we don't put our attention on these MSMEs, we can't grow. So I would say that the vice president should pay attention to what Malaysia and South Korea did, and then let us copy the same approach, which is the MSME digital financing and support platform to train and empower small and micro businesses so that they can help to grow the Nigeria economy. Thank you.
All right. If you could speak directly to young Nigerians considering entrepreneurship, what would you tell them about building businesses in today's Nigeria?
I would tell them simply that if you want to actually become wealthy, because of course, most Nigerian youth wants to be rich. If you want to be sustainably rich, you have to go into entrepreneurship, because that's what I have done. I won't say on the national TV that I'm rich, but of course I am successful to a large degree, and I have friends who also are very successful because we went into entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship will give you an edge any day, anytime. Why? Because your destiny is in your hands. Your destiny is totally in your hands. You're not dependent on anybody. And then what it does is that it helps you grow yourself in terms of personal growth. It helps you become more innovative. It helps you become more driven as a person. Because of course, if you are not driving something, you'll be laid back. So I'll tell Nigerian youth that, look, forget anything that is fraudulent. Don't do fraud. Fraud won't take you anywhere. Fraud is just short term. Focus on how you can add value. And there are lots of gaps in the Nigeria economy. There are lots of gaps in the Nigeria market. Focus on a particular area. It could be fashion. It could even be consulting. It could be finance, just like the Money Point guys did. The Money Point guy at the time was not a very rich guy, but today is a multi-billionaire because he went into an area that the banks are not doing. Look at the gaps. I would emphasize the gaps, because your wealth is in the gaps. Once you can identify a gap and you fill that gap creatively, innovatively, you will become a global success, not just a Nigerian success. You will become a success that is celebrated across the world. Thank you.
Indeed, the stronger the MSMEs are, the stronger our independence. Thank you very much, Mr. Fabian Agore, for your time.
Thank you.
Moving on, the Naira strengthened to